Yeah.
I am over it, dude. These coaches, I blame Kevin Petrillo, who is a moron of an offensive coordinator. And quite frankly, I can't stand Nick Sirianni. At the end of the day, since 2021, this has been his offense. And I think Shane Steichen kind of put in some wrinkles here and there, but for the most part, this bullshit is his offense. I know a lot of people want to blame JalenHurts. What do you want him to do? I didn't see him fumble the ball. I didn't see him commit a penalty. He was probably the only person on the field that didn't commit a penalty. At the end of the day, I don't care what happens. I just want change, and I don't care. I don't see the Eagles winning the Super Bowl this year. So I'm at the point now, like, Jesus fucking Christ, this offense, this.
Welcome to Tailgate Talkers Nation, week 11, or week 13, episode 11.
Who the hell cares?
Great week. Great week for me. How about you, Justin? How are you feeling after week 12?
We'll get into it. I'm not too happy. With my Eagles. Got a great show. Weekly news, fantasy, just like always. I think we're going to go over our power rankings, some buy or sell, which Dane seems to love.
I love buy or sell.
So right now our pick standings, I have a slim 1-game lead on Dane at 15-15.
Justin's shaking in his boots.
Yeah, and Dane is 14-16. I went 0-3 last week. You went
1-2.
1-2. Good Lord.
Measly picks.
Yeah.
Don't go to the casino listening to us, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Don't do it. So game reviews. Let's start with your Packers. Packers beat the Vikings 23-6?
23-6. So a few things. Probably the best game I'd say our defense has played in a long time. Pass rush looked great. Had 5 sacks over the game. Micah Parsons was just giving poor JJ McCarthy hell all game. Honestly, good win for our football team. Not ultra impressed with the offense again. It's just, it's just lackluster. I think it's a combination of things. I mean, I think a lot of Matt LaFleur's third down play calling is just so predictable. I just not in love with that part of our offense right now. Jordan Love, I think the thing he did well this week is he didn't make costly mistakes. He was willing to throw it away when he didn't have an open receiver on third down, punt it away, allow our defense to, raise hell against the Vikings. Don't make the big mistake that puts the Vikings in a spot where they can get back in the game. So really good. Our backup running back, Emmanuel Wilson.
I was going to say,
crushed it.
Yeah.
Looked awesome. Excited that we actually ran the football this week. That was a really, really big plus.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think this is against the Vikings team that not a playoff caliber football team. JJ McCarthy is struggling mightily. And I wouldn't be surprised if next year, with the kind of talent the Vikings have and the kind of head coach they have, I would not be surprised if it's kind of a situation where they bring in another QB to compete against.
They
JJ
have
McCarthy.
to, dude.
Yeah, he's just
EPA per pass play and everything else. McCarthy is as low since 2000. The only one lower than is Jamarcus Russell, which. Yeah. He was terrible. So, it's bad. And
he's just I was telling Justin about this a little bit earlier. It's hard to, sometimes when we set up for these podcasts, we talk so much football that it's
save it.
I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's of course you guys haven't heard it. So it's sometimes it's gosh, we got to wait to talk about all this stuff until we turn on the film and start recording. But it just seems like when you watch JJ McCarthy play football, it's he has one pitch. It's like a pitcher that only throws a fastball. Every time it's he winds up and throws, 150 mile an hour fastball. And it's just, he doesn't have the ability to have touch, to drop a football in a bucket, to layer a ball over a linebacker into a soft spot in a zone. JJ McCarthy just doesn't have that ability, at least right now. I'm not saying he can't do it. It's just, this is kind of his rookie year. He's injured all last year, but as of now, what it looks like now, he's a one pitch, he's a one pitch guy.
And maybe that's what the Packers were doing. Like, I don't know. I'm not in the team meetings, but maybe it's like, look, this team cannot fuck with us. Like, just don't turn it over. Don't give them a reason to, so who knows?
But like, and the other thing though, I will say, like, a point of concern about the Packers is there was a lot of drives where we could drive the football all the way into the red zone, and the red zone we just stall, and a lot of field goals. I mean, a win's a win. You can't complain, but at the same time, it's like against a better football team, you have to make those field goals. You have to turn those into touchdowns if you want to be competitive. So good win, but nothing that makes me feel like we're taking a step forward. I just feel like we played a football team that's kind of, maybe a couple tiers underneath the Packers. So,
absolutely.
But, Cowboys, Eagles, primetime football game, and the game. I think it was America's game of the week, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, I mean, all of America had a great time. It was. Look, it was the last second field goal for the win. So it was entertaining.
I feel like every Cowboys game is the America's game of the week.
Yeah,
on Fox.
You see, number one, I hate the Cowboys. I hate them. I hate them so much. It's not really due to the players. It's because of the media circus that's always around them. We know that the media wants them in the playoffs and the whole. Yeah. It wears on me. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate Eagles fans for a completely separate reason. But like, Cowboys beat the Raiders. Like, oh my God, we're the best team in the world. We're gonna and it's just like, oh my fucking God, go away. And I hate Eagles fans for a completely different reason. Like, trust me, they each have their own thing. So I thought, I've been saying it week after week after week. The Cowboys can beat any team in the league, but they can also lose any team in the league. I have the utmost respect for the Cowboys offense. They are very, very, very explosive. I thought the Eagles defense, until the safeties got hurt and everything else, until the dam broke at the very, like real close to the very, very end, I thought they were actually doing pretty good. They were getting turnovers. They were holding fast in the red zone and at the goal line and stuff like that. I know CD has a problem with dropsies right now. But if you hold that team to 24 points, if you'd have told me that Dallas is going to score 24 points on that fast turf at home with that offense, I'd have said Eagles are going to fucking win this game. And they should have. I'm not going to sit there and do the excuses of like, well, we had 2 turnovers. If we hadn't had 2 turnovers, Cowboys had 2 turnovers. Where I really go with is the coaching, the offensive line, inability. I thought they actually held up in pass protection pretty well. JalenHurts only took that 1 sack, although it was a terrible sack to take. But I thought pass protection, they actually held up pretty well. That they can't run the ball. They can't run the ball at all. I thought the running game would get going on the fast track against Dallas. I know they got Quinn Williams and all that stuff, and so they'd be a little bit improved. But I still thought like maybe around the edges or whatever like that, like we could run on the Cowboys, and we can't. And it's weird. Anytime Tank Bigsby goes in, it's like a 10-yard run every single time.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and say it's Saquon because I don't see it. But for whatever reason, maybe they're not keying on the run when Tank's in. I have no idea what it is. But whenever it's in, it's like a jolt in the running game.
I suspect that the teams are thinking they're not going to run when Tank's in.
Maybe.
I think that's part of it.
And you got that Madden curse. I'm a fucking believer now, dude. This team. You can't tell me when they were in the NFC Championship game last year, or I mean, Commanders had a bad run defense, but like against the Rams or against whoever, you can't tell me late in the year that teams were not focused on our running game. Like, you can't tell me that. And we were still busting it off. So what? I can't explain it, dude. You can't tell me Mekhi Becton makes that much of a difference. Is he benched now? Is he even playing? I don't even know.
I don't think he's playing.
Like, you can't tell me he makes that much of a difference. I know Cam Jurgens is not playing. Like, he's been hurt. He's not playing up to his how he usually is. Landon Dickerson's been hurt. Lane Johnson obviously didn't play last week. So I don't know, dude. But this running game, they can't run the ball. And I'm ready to accept it. They can't run the ball. It is what it is. So now you make the Eagles a passing team. When you have a 21-0 lead, which I was on cloud fucking 9, I was like, oh my God, fuck yes.
I got to say, I was impressed too in the second quarter. I was like, wow.
Eagles
is the best the Eagles have played so far.
Yes.
Complete football, you know?
And then they went into hermit mode, which I know they went into.
A.J. Brown involved.
Yes. And I know they went into like, okay, we got 21 lead. Let's not fuck it up. Let's play it safe. I know they went into that mode. But here's the problem. You can't run the ball.
Exactly.
So now you're trying to play it safe while still passing. Exactly. But what you're doing is you're giving a very explosive offense more cracks at it. And the dam's going to break eventually.
Yep.
And so then when they're like, okay, we need to step on the gas again. Well, Saquon Barkley fumbles, or there's a fumble here, or there's a penalty. The one thing I'll harp on, 3 things, is the coaching, the penalties, and the offensive line. The offensive line can't run the ball. That you can't soak teams away. You can't 21-0. That's when you want to run the fucking ball.
Yep.
Shorten the game, all that stuff. Can't do it. The coaching, we're going to get into it. Oh, trust me, we're going to get into it. And then the penalties, 14 flags, dude. And they seemed like they were all in critical at times. I know, I keep wanting to say Deshaun Jackson. I don't know why he's on my mind right now. Devontae Smith. We just got to like the Dallas 12-yard line. It was 21-21. We're at the 12-yard line, like kick a field goal. Or maybe at that point, the way we moved the ball on that drive, like maybe we score. Like, you don't know. And then there's a flag. I forget what flag that is, but it brings it back to like the 38. And then I think the next play, like Saquon fumbled or something. Like every time we had a decent play, like for 12 or 20 yards or like that, like penalty brought it back. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like, and it's stuff that requires no talent. It's like lining up properly. It's like not putting your freaking hand in someone's face. It baffles my mind. The Eagles have not had 14 penalties since Nick Sirianni's first game as head coach in 2021. That's crazy. The Eagles have not squandered a 21-point lead since Andy Reid's first game as a head coach back in 1999. Like the Eagles are now on like a historic, like fucked up slide right now, and it's just ridiculous. Now you got a short week against the Bears. You're not going to have Makuba. He's fractured his ankle. Like you hope that he's back for the playoffs. You don't know. I don't know about Reed Blankenship, how bad that injury was. It looks like he was trying to go back in the game, but here you're on a short week on Friday. And, you know, a lot of people aren't believers of the Bears, but they're still 8-3 like you are. Like if you don't handle your business, they could, you know, and then you're even lower and you're falling. Right now, I just hope that we still win the division, if nothing else, but to say fuck you to the Cowboys at least. Like that's all but as far as coaching, I want to play a couple things. So the Cowboys play this 5-man front now. They did it on Monday night against the Raiders, and they did it against the Eagles. And the Eagles seemed like they were like caught off guard by it. This is coaching. They're not prepared. They're not ready. And this is before the game. I want to play something that an interview that Jay Glazer had about the Cowboys. This is it.
All their defensive tackles since trade deadline. Quentin Williams, right? And you saw a difference that he already made. So I asked him, I said, so you have all these D tackles, what are you going to do? He said, this allows us to use 5-man fronts. And we're going to do it a lot. You're going to see all these guys kind of rotate different. And I said, well, how often did you use 5-man fronts before the trade deadline? Like, not really, hardly ever. So now we're going to be able to use this in certain situations just to mix things up a lot more than we had and show some different looks than we were able to do before the trade deadline.
So that was before the game. And even the graphic guy, if you watch the game back, even the graphic guy that introduces the starting lineup and everything else, he had 5 defensive linemen at the starting package, so even he knew. And now this was after the game. Landon Dickerson, Eagles offensive lineman.
They rarely run, and we just didn't execute the game plan we had.
What was that defense?
Just 5 down fronts. Not usually. Typically, some they were running a whole lot, and it turns out that was their flavor of the day.
Not prepared. I can't tell you how many times after a game, mostly from the Eagles offensive linemen actually, but they did something we weren't prepared for. Like, dude, are you not like, so with the penalties, all the flags, I understand if this was the first time, now this is the first time it's been 14, but if this was the first time the flags were an issue, I'd be like, all right, I blame the players. This is week after week after week after week after week. They're not prepared, and they're clearly not prepared for anything that the other defenses are going to do. Eagles are usually okay the first drive, maybe the second drive, a scripted 15. Once defenses adjust, Eagles can't readjust. Yeah. I am over it, dude. These coaches, I blame Kevin Patullo, who is a moron of an offensive coordinator, and quite frankly, I can't stand Nick Sirianni. At the end of the day, since 2021, this has been his offense. And I think Shane Steichen kind of put in some wrinkles here and there, but for the most part, this bullshit is his offense. I know a lot of people want to blame JalenHurts. What do you want him to do? I didn't see him fumble the ball. I didn't see him commit a penalty. He was probably the only person on the field that didn't commit a penalty. At the end of the day, I don't care what happens. I just want change, and I don't care. I don't see the Eagles winning the Super Bowl this year. So I'm at the point now, like, Jesus fucking Christ, this offense, even on 3rd and 2, when you need that 3rd and 2, it's 2 fucking yards, by the way, just 2 yards. You have the ball, you have a chance, go down and score a last second field goal of your own. Like, you can win the fucking game and get out of here. Live to fight another day. 3rd and 2, and they run like these freaking stop routes, hitches, whatever. That's all they know how to fucking do. Like a yard after the freaking, it blows my mind, bro. I could go on all day. We'll have a long ass pod, but you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I got a couple things. It's interesting. Like, so last week I picked the Lions to beat the Eagles and cover. And this was the game that I was waiting for to happen from the Eagles. And I thought it was going to happen last week against Detroit, but I was a week early on it.
It might have. I think if the weather didn't,
it could have. Yeah, it could have been like that kind of game. I mean, maybe part of it's Dallas is at home, but I just think, and it's funny. Like when you said, like, if the Eagles held the Cowboys to 24 points, you think the Eagles win that game? I actually feel the opposite. I feel like, when was the last time the Eagles scored more than 24 points in a game? It's like that offense has been so lethargic and just playing, such like small ball, like you say so often. And I totally agree with you. Then it's like, even for them to score over 24, that's really, really hard for the Eagles to do. It's just, so when you have a high powered offense like the Cowboys that comes in and, like you said, gets, so many chances to score points because, you have 3 and outs and you have, drive after drive that just stalls and stalls and stalls. Finally, the defense, which is, so dominant, gives up a few drives. Mm-hmm. You end up, down, and you give up 24 points to an explosive offense. Now the offense has to be able to go down the football field and match that and be able to, carry some of the load. It can't be the defense holding the opposing team to, under 10 every game. It's just not realistic. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to play complementary football. And it's too one-sided right now with the Eagles. Defense, there's no doubt in my mind, it's one of the best defenses I think I've ever seen, probably in my lifetime. I mean, it's an all-star team, no doubt. I mean, the offense is great too, but it's just right now, the way it looks, it's just uninspired offense. I think this is the recipe to beating the Eagles. I think it's having going for broke against the Eagles, getting ahead and making the Eagles play from behind and forcing that offense to do something different. And it was just weird. Like, it's just been a theme this year with Philly of tale of two halves. Like, you got to think about the Rams game, and then being way down in the first half and then coming back and beating the Rams in the second half. There's been multiple games this year with Philly doing this, they'll play one half of football. You think about the Buccaneers game, they play one half of football, complete football, and then the other half they don't show up. They don't know how to change on the fly. Yeah, they can't finish a game, and they can't complete a game, and so it makes you worried about some of these teams in the NFC that are complete football teams. Like, you got to think right now, you got to think about the Rams, you got to think about the Seahawks. Some of these teams that can beat you a lot of different ways, and they're going to put pressure on you from a lot of different ways. Like, they're going to have to be more aggressive on offense, and they're going to have to find different ways to win than just making every game a rock fight, a 17-6, a 10-17 kind of football game. There's going to be a game just like this last week where a team is going to put up 24 plus on the Eagles, and they're going to have to find ways to be able to score more points. And what's crazy is, like, people, I'm hoping this has changed because the Eagles have been winning through all these mistakes. Like, we see it. Yeah. We can all see what's going on, but they keep winning. Look, Dallas played out of their fucking mind. George Pickens played out of his fucking mind. And Dallas, for as much as I rag on them, as much as I hate them, and they don't even have a winning record right now. They're 5-1. They are really hard to beat when things are going well and they're clicking in that building. And they still took a last-second field goal. Like, despite all 14 penalties, the Eagles can't run the ball, all that stuff, it still took a last-second field goal to win that game. That's how hard the Eagles are to beat. Imagine if they actually, like, fucking handled their shit and actually knew how to fucking coach and how to, like, you know what I mean? Like, they'd be very, very fucking hard to beat. Yeah. Yeah. It's, absolutely. The Bears is going to tell me a lot. Yeah. Because this is going to be a start of a collapse. Look, I still don't think the Cowboys are going to win the division. But it's going to be interesting too. Short week, well-coached football team in the Bears. Yeah, it's going to be a really good game. So game of the week. Game of the week. Rams, Buccaneers. What were your first thoughts on this football game? Teddy Bridgewater is ass. They need Baker bad.
Like,
They
oh my
need Baker.
God.
Yeah.
As someone who had Ibuka, I can never say his damn name. As someone who has him on his fantasy team, I was like, fucking Christ, Bridgewater, like, come on, dude. Get it together. Every pass, he's looking to run, escape the pocket as soon. It's bad. So they hope Baker has a speedy recovery. Do you think he plays against the Cardinals?
I saw something that looked like the MRI was okay, but I don't know. I feel like they sit him another week.
Yeah, I mean, his arm was in a sling. That usually never looks good.
Also, I mean, the crazy part is like I think they're tied with the Panthers now for the lead in the NFC South. So that's going to be kind of a tight division for them this year. But I kind of wonder if maybe they wait and see what happens tonight against the Panthers. And then maybe if they lose to the Niners, maybe they give them a week. I don't know.
Maybe.
Because you would hate to play him too soon and then lose him for the season. You know, it's over. Season's over if you lose Baker. So
I don't know how anyone cannot look at the Rams last night. And by the way, we're filming this on Monday.
Yeah, Monday night.
So yeah, the Monday night game hasn't even. So, I don't know how you can look at the Rams and not think of them as the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Look, anything can happen.
Football.
Matt Stafford, I'm not, knock on wood, could sit there and freaking, get hit by a car tomorrow and like they're done. I still think they'd be competitive, but I don't know who's behind him. But I still think they'd be competitive, but I think they'd be done Super Bowl wise.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So everything comes with an asterisk. But right now, today, they are absolutely. Honestly, I don't even think it's that close.
Yeah.
I think they're probably head and
they're
shoulders.
a tier above everybody else right now. Yeah,
I really do.
They're just a complete football team. Like, what do you look at on the Rams and think that's a weakness right now? I mean, gosh, Devontae Adams and Puka look amazing. You got Sean McVay coaching your football team. You got Matthew Stafford, who is 37 and looks like he's in the prime of his career, just throwing dimes everywhere.
Fountain of youth, man.
I mean, the running game looked amazing. And what's interesting about the Rams is I kind of thought, even in that second half, I thought like, okay, they're up 31-7. They're going to just run the football game. They passed a lot. And I almost felt like they were passing so that they could run because the Bucs had to drop out. And I think what happens, I think the Rams knew the Bucs were going to sell out to stop the run. Said, you know what? This guy, we got a guy in the backfield here that can sling it everywhere. So let's just throw it all over the field. When the Bucs back off, then they'll run the football with Kyren Williams, And I think one of the things that I didn't realize, and to be truthful, I have not watched a Los Angeles Rams game in full yet until last night. I'd seen clips and maybe parts of games here and there, but I was blown away by how good that defensive line was. Yeah. I was so impressed. And also,
their kicking game's now starting to...
Yeah, they got that big old boy.
He did not look like a kicker.
Looks like a linebacker playing kicker. It's like, who the hell is this guy?
Is their kicker hurt? Are they trying to... No, that is their kicker.
Like, goodness gracious.
The thicker kicker.
The thicker kicker.
Sorry.
But I was so impressed by Jared Verse and Byron Young. And I forget who the D tackle was that was playing piano last night on Sunday Night Football, but just they dominated that Bucs O-line. And even like, and I get like, sure, maybe not all of the Bucs O-line is, Pro Bowl talent, but Tristan Wirfs was getting mashed by Jared Verse last night. It was really, really an impressive win. Just a complete win, and the thing about the Rams too is like in the second half, it was like, sure, they only scored 3 points, but like, they dominated every part of the game. And they, honestly, if they had to mash the gas, they could have,
Yeah, from the second drive Bridgewater was in, they knew like, okay, we don't have to do shit.
Exactly.
Like, we're good.
Let's just make sure our guys don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Let's just play an ugly football game and get out of here with the win,
Exactly.
So it was impressive. Yeah, I agree. I think they're probably the most complete football team in the league right now.
I'm not even sure it's that close. I mean, I know Patriots are up there, Seahawks are up there, but like, maybe depending on how you look at the Colts, I know they lost, but like, I mean, I don't think it's that close.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, YouTube, what's up? My name is Justin. Us here at Tailgate Talkers would like to thank you for watching our content. If you enjoy this video or others, think about hitting that subscribe button. It only takes a second and it helps us out so much. And while you're at it, ding that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Me and Dane, we work full-time jobs, crazy schedules, so our uploads can get kind of random from time to time. This ensures you never miss an episode. So with that said, we'll get back to the video, and thanks guys, and go Birds. Weekly news. So Shedeur Sanders, you want to start with that? Because I'm so over the media, bro.
Dude, I know, me too. I've been over this since April, man. All the stuff with the draft, like I'm telling you, man, this is the dumbest story. And I don't understand. Okay, I get the Deion stuff. Deion Sanders is one of the greatest football players to ever step foot on the field. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And it's undeniable talent. Now, and I get the name, but the thing is, if you're going to have that kind of a mouth like Shedeur Sanders, you better be able to back it up with world-class play. And he's just not that guy. And it was really, what's sad too, is if you feel like with Shedeur Sanders, I feel for the kid because I think he's been kind of almost lied to, not necessarily by his dad, but I think by a lot of people around him that
he's better than what he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he's delusional and he thinks that he's going to be this NFL starting quarterback and he's not that kind of talent. And you know what? The NFL, they told him in that draft, they said, you know what, Shedeur? And it wasn't a damn conspiracy. No. These multi-billion-dollar companies, NFL franchises, they don't want to lose. So if Shedeur Sanders was the second coming of Michael Vick, if he was the second coming of Lamar Jackson, he would have been a top 5, or a first round pick. He's not that guy. Like,
the NFL's like, I don't know the exact number, but it's like 75, 80% black anyway. Yeah. Like, if anything, it's us white folks are like, hey.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, outside of Cooper DeJean, how many NFL corners
and you
are
know
white?
what? And the crazy thing is when Cooper DeJean came out, I remember I still think Undisputed was being played right now. It's kind of like at its end, But I know Richard Sherman was kind of almost laughing at the fact, like, come on, he's white. Like, he's not going to do it. Like, if the roles were reversed there, oh my God.
I know.
Like, oh my God. I remember them celebrating in Super Bowl 52.
Cooper DeJean's a dog.
He's so good, dude.
He's awesome.
Probably not, he's better inside than outside, but I mean, he's better than Ringo on the outside. But they still attacked him.
I just feel like Shedeur, though, through that whole draft process, he still hasn't learned of how to have an ounce of humility and how to realize, like, when you approach a game with humility, like, people give you so much more respect. And also, too, it's so much easier to deal with the backlash, and you don't have to cash a check that you don't, or you're not writing a check you can't cash is what I'm trying to say.
There's no humility, there's no nothing.
It's just because guess what's going to happen? He's gonna play against the Niners next week, and he's gonna throw 3 interceptions, and it's gonna be embarrassing. And then this is the other thing I don't understand is why is the media trying so hard to like prop this kid up? He's a 3rd string quarterback. Like how many NFL franchises do the general public know who their 3rd string quarterback is? Name one.
And I'm just going to say a statement. I'm not getting back on. I just want to connect these statements because it's just, this is why I hate the Dallas Cowboys. This is why. It's the
circus.
Yes. It's like, okay. Like, and now all you're doing is you're going to make a lot of people root against this kid. You're going to people are going to want to see him fail.
Exactly.
And it's like, come on, like, just let him, like, does he have enough talent to be like a 3rd string quarterback on the NFL? Sure, fine.
Yeah.
Especially when you see actually like what's out there. Like I just watched Teddy Bridgewater. It's just bad. But like, I totally agree. Like,
but coming out like at the beginning of the football game,
it was against the Raiders, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And when the reporter asks you like, what are you expecting from this football game? I'm what they're looking for. Like,
oh my God,
you haven't played a single. You haven't started a single game until this game, and you're already going to make a statement like that? Like take it easy, bro. Like,
Jesus Christ. I wouldn't even like you if you were amazing and that arrogant, but not to be amazing and that arrogant, you just
look like a fool, man. So yeah, it's just, it's ridiculous. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. Chip Kelly fired.
Yeah.
OC.
This is something I shouldn't mention or shouldn't admit on this podcast. I forgot he was even in the NFL. Like, I'll be honest with you.
What's crazy though, is I just think so many times, like guys like Chip Kelly, like he's built for the college game.
Absolutely.
He had so much success at Ohio State last year, won a championship. Had so many great years at Oregon. This like ship has sailed, and he's so desperately trying to find a way to make it work in the NFL. I just think at this point, I mean, this is his 2nd go round. I think he needs to learn like where he needs to stay. And also there's certain coaches that, I mean, we saw this year that coach in the NFL that aren't made for college. Look at Bill Belichick. North Carolina Tar Heels. It was a disaster.
When he came in, when he was the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, I think 2013, we made the playoffs. We lost to, I think, Drew Brees in the wild card round. But, Nick Foles left the field after scoring a touchdown, left the field with the lead. That was his best shot. But then teams just really started catching up to him. And, like, I don't remember if we made the playoffs the next year or not, but like it was kind of like just going downhill, just boom, boom, boom. You could see it. He traded away all our good players, Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy. I wanted to kill myself. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him getting another job in the NFL again.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the ship has sailed. And
Go back to college, and I'm sure college will have him. Every time he goes to college, he does well. But
absolutely. But
all right, you want to do some buy or sell?
Let's do some buy or sell, folks. So I'm going to ask Justin a few things here that I think are interesting. Just because we're getting so deep into the season, I was hoping to do a little bit of kind of some playoff themed buy or sells this week. So here's a few interesting ones. So first one is, so the 8-3 Colts will lose the AFC South to the Texans and end up a wild card football team.
Totally sell that.
Really? So I got, here's their remaining schedules. They got Texans at Jags, Seahawks, 49ers, Jags, Texans.
What's the Texans record?
I think they're only a game behind.
Really?
They're 7-4. Yeah.
I would not have thought that. Mm-hmm. I thought they were like,
I'm pretty sure they're only a game behind. I can double check that. But yeah, they're
I'd have thought they'd have had were like 500 or even a losing record.
I'm pretty sure they've won like 5 of the last 6.
Really?
Like that.
I know their defense is bomb, but no, I'm gonna sell. I'm still a believer in the Colts. I'm not at the point where it's like, oh my God, they're the best. They're the best team like I was like early in the year or anything like that. I've definitely cooled on them, but I'm still a believer in them. They're
2 games one of the, behind. 6-5.
They're one of the better teams in the league ish. So I would, I think they'll win that division.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, man. The Texans they're on a roll.
Matter of fact, I think the Colts will be a representative in the AFC Championship game.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Buy or sell. The 5-5 Cowboys.
5-5-1. Get it right.
5-5-1 Cowboys win the 4 out of the next 6 games and secure a wild card spot. There.
All right. So I got to know their schedule. They have the. Can you look up their schedule real quick?
Yeah, no, I got it. Okay. So they have Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, Giants remaining on their schedule.
So they have the Chiefs, Lions, Chargers, Vikings, Commanders, Giants.
Yep.
I can see them beating the Commanders. I can see them beating the Giants, although the Giants are scrappy as fuck right now.
I know, man.
Chargers have a terrible O-line, but the Dallas hasn't really got that pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chargers have a really good D. I can actually see the Chargers beating them, quite frankly.
Yeah.
It's just a bad matchup. You need someone. You need to take advantage of that O-line.
Yep.
I see the Lions beating them, and I think I just 2 losses right there. I think you're done. So no, I don't think they'll make the playoffs, and that's not even counting the Chiefs or the Giants who are scrappy.
Yeah.
I think they'll beat the Commanders.
It's a hard schedule. It's a really hard.
I haven't losing to the Chargers and the Lions and maybe the Chiefs, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And the Giants are scrappy. So I mean, they went 40. They forced overtime with Russell Wilson at quarterback. So who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Buy or sell. The 9-2 Broncos are the favorite in the AFC to get the number 1 seed. Their remaining schedule is Commanders, Raiders, Packers, Jags, Chiefs, Chargers.
What's the Patriots schedule? I think the Patriots had an easy ass schedule when I looked at it.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think the because I looked at the Patriots schedule one time. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to have a ridiculous schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're 10-2 as well. Yeah, because the Broncos are on bye this week. Patriots have Giants, Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins. Oof.
The Ravens are a lot better, but
that's going to be tight.
That's going to be real tight.
Yeah.
Who's got the tiebreaker? If they were both 10-2 right now.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Man, it's going to be between them two for sure.
I think so.
Oh man.
I think the Colts have a way harder schedule than either of those teams for the 1 seeds. I don't think the Colts will get the 1 seed.
It's so hard. I will say Broncos. I will say Broncos get the number 1 seed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Commanders, Raiders, Chargers, those are all wins. I think the Chiefs is going to be tough. Although that one's going to be.
And Ravens.
I don't think that one's in Arrowhead. Oof.
Yeah.
Because they played I remember, that's right. They played at Mile High last time. All right. Buy or sell. This is an interesting one. This is kind of looking into the future a little bit. So all of these teams will be looking for a new QB next season. I actually have 8 of them, which is crazy. So quarter of the NFL. So I have Raiders, Browns, Jags, Saints, Dolphins, Jets, Steelers, and Vikings.
The only one there, well, there's two there that are like iffy, and that's the Dolphins, and I would say the Jaguars.
Okay, yeah. Those are the two that I think are interesting.
Yeah. Oh man.
That'd be a good like if you're gonna at the casino say like how many teams are gonna have a different starting QB week one. Like you probably put it right at like 6.5, 7.5.
I think
like
every team you named except those two are like probably for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no because I think one of those two teams will keep their quarterback.
You think Jags or Dolphins?
Yeah, one of them will stay. Probably one will go.
Yeah.
I just don't know which one's which.
I feel like, yeah, those organizations, man, they're way overpaying Tua and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
It's
agreed.
crazy.
Agreed. Like when do you finally like, okay.
$55 million a year for those dudes? Heck no. And
then it's also like, I forget what the Dolphins record is. It's not good. If I remember correctly, the Jags are right around there. They probably, this is without me looking, probably have like the 16th or 17th pick or something like that around there. So it's like, you're not really in quarterback territory.
Right.
So I don't know.
And what are you going to get better than Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So not that he's crazy good, but all right, this is another interesting one. So despite it being year one of the Raiders elect to fire Pete Carroll and his cronies and begin a total rebuild of the organization. Buy or sell?
Sell. I think they'll give him more than 1 year.
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially maybe after they fire Chip Kelly too.
Yeah, I think he was the first chip to fall. I think the next one will be Pete Carroll, but I think he'll get another year.
Yeah.
To see. Yep.
And then this one's really intriguing to me. I just thought about this one. I guess I've been chewing on this one a little bit this year, throughout the year, but the Ravens make a first round playoff exit and decide to part ways with longtime head coach John Harbaugh. Buy or sell?
Sell.
Really?
I think they've won like 5 in a row. So I mean, if it had kept going the way it was going, then yeah. But I think the resurgence is promising. I think you'll hold on.
I just wonder how many years are they going to keep like being right there and just not getting over the edge with this team that's pretty stacked.
It's hard to fire a head coach. Like you could be right there 10 years in a row, but like if you're right there, you're really going to fire. That's a hard. And I guess, Andy Reid, we were right there. And it took like 2 seasons of just nothing. I think the last season was like 4-12 where they finally like, okay.
I feel like there's a couple teams like that. Like I feel like the Bills have been right there. You probably even put Sean McDermott in that boat of like the Bills just can't get over the edge of the Chiefs, the last 5-6 years. Yep. So, all right, that's my buy or sell.
Ready for some power rankings?
Let's do it.
It's time for Power Rankings. There are many like it, but this one is ours.
All right, so we figured we'd go take turns just going 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, all the way on up. You want me to go first?
Sure.
At number 10, I got your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, okay. Even after last night, huh?
Baker will be back.
I think I didn't include him, and I just think that defense is the last couple of weeks, man. They've been getting carved up. I mean, Josh Allen carved him up. I mean, truthfully though, Stafford and Allen are probably two of the best QBs in the league. I mean, they're both Hall of Famers. So I guess you got him a little bit of slack. I got the Houston Texans number 10.
Texans.
I was so impressed last Thursday with the way that D line just destroyed the Bills line. They changed the game. Josh Allen had no time. There's not a QB in the league that could have pulled off a win the other night in Houston. It was just a disaster. I mean, Josh Allen was running for his life, and to be frank, I think the Bills are lucky that Josh Allen got out of there without getting hurt. I mean, it was just
agreed.
It was a mess. So I think that team's so good. I don't love their offense. There's nothing about their offense that really scares you, but I think this is a team that legitimately could kind of play almost that Philadelphia style football where it's like, you know what? If the other team doesn't score more than 20, we got a really good chance to win today.
Yeah, I mean, they really have Josh Allen, I guess James Cook, and maybe Kincaid. That's about all they got. Number 9, I got said Buffalo Bills.
Okay, yeah. I got Green Bay Packers at number 9.
Green Bay Packers. At number 8, I got your Packers.
Okay, I got Bills.
Well, there you go. Let's see. At number 7, I got the Detroit Lions.
Okay, I got the Eagles.
Eagles at 7. Yeah. But did you see in the power rankings I did just last week? I had the Eagles at 2. I had the Eagles at 2, Rams at 1.
That's why they lost.
You know what's crazy? Whenever I have them down, they win, and I bring them back up, and then they lose.
Exactly.
Never mind. Eagles are at 10 for me. I'm just kidding. So I got 7. I got the Lions. You got 7 Eagles, right?
Yep.
So 6, I got Denver Broncos.
I got Broncos at 6 as well.
Right. 5 is where I got my Eagles now.
Okay. I got New England Patriots at 5.
All right. 4, I got the Colts.
Okay, 4, I got Lions.
3, I got the Seahawks.
Okay, 3, I got Colts.
2, I got the Patriots.
Okay, I got 2, I have Seahawks.
And we both know Rams are number 1.
Unanimous Rams. Yeah.
So we're pretty, I mean, we have...
Same 10. Well, I guess except for the Bucs.
Yeah, Bucs and Texans we switched, but otherwise the other 9 were, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right on.
All righty. Ready to get into some fantasy football?
It's time for fantasy football with Dane and Justin. Get ready to dominate your league.
Dominate your league. I got to do it every time. It's just,
I know.
All right, so last week I had start Stephon Diggs, and I'm sorry for that. He had 2 catches for 20 yards. I thought against the Bengals defense, it would, yeah.
Dude is so boomer bust, man.
He's so boomer bust.
Sheesh.
And then you had start Zay Flowers. Didn't do much better. 5 for 58.
Yeah. Yucky.
Although I will sit there and say I did say sit CeeDee Lamb. Now, it depends on how you look at it. CeeDee Lamb had 4 catches for 75 yards, 0 touchdowns. Now, he had caught a couple more balls. But I feel like overall, like for CeeDee Lamb, like it was a solid sit. Like he didn't miss too much.
Yeah. And I had sit Breece Hall, 16 for 44. So decent sit for sure. Maybe just all the guys we talk about, just sit them all.
Yeah. So overachievers, underachievers.
Ooh,
who's the overachiever?
One. You know, gosh, you got to keep talking about JSN, man. Just so impressive,
bro.
man. To break the Seahawks franchise single season receiving record in week 12, just unbelievable, man. One of the best receiving seasons we've ever seen. And second year of his career, man. I mean, just awesome. Didn't see it coming at all. I mean, who did? Honestly, who did? Like, who saw the Seahawks being what they were? Who saw Sam Darnold being what he is? JSN, I mean, it's just...
I thought the Seahawks would be like a fringe playoff team or something.
I thought so
nothing
too. I thought they'd be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were going to be like a complete football team.
As far as my overachiever... George Pickens. You're wondering what I'm doing.
Yeah. He's a monster.
It was crazy. And like a lot of those balls wasn't bad coverage. It was just went up and got it. Just went up and it looked like Randy Moss. It looked like I was watching Randy Moss again. And I always thought George Pickens was a little bit overrated. He was a good receiver, but just in Pittsburgh, he was just like a go route guy. Go route guy. And man, I think he's better than CeeDee Lamb. It's which is just crazy to say.
I think so too.
It's
This is the best QB play though he's ever had. You know, like nothing in Pittsburgh
I
was
hate Dak
ever
Prescott.
close to.
I never ever will say that Dak Prescott's a bad QB. Never. I always thought he was a good quarterback. I just can't stand him. He has like a little bit of an arrogance to him. He's like, underachiever. What do you got for underachiever?
Oof, underachiever for the week. Who am I gonna go with? Gosh, this should have just come right off the top of the dome. It's got to be Josh Allen, man, against the Texans. I talked about that a little bit, but scored 11 points after scoring 50 the week before. Just an underwhelming performance. But I think it really just, more than anything, I think it just highlights how good the Texans defense was. But and it just, I think the other thing it highlights about the Bills is how much they have to ride Josh Allen to get wins. I mean, it's just so Josh Allen dependent. It's the Josh Allen show. So it's just been that way forever. So,
yeah. For me, easy, JJ McCarthy. Yeah, he was every ball's got to be through a brick wall. And it's just like, what are we doing? All right. So what about your start of the week, Dane? Who is it?
I have a couple guys on the same team. It's a hard decision just because of how all the targets have gone, but I really like Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin versus the Washington Commanders.
That's a good one.
I think this is really a get right spot for the receiving core and the Broncos. That's kind of been underwhelming, especially Cortland Sutton. This is an old Commanders defense with a lot of vulnerabilities. I mean, it's hard. One thing that's really hard about the Broncos is it's like one of those guys is going to go off. It's just hard to know which one. Yeah. And I almost want to say Troy Franklin this game. He's more of the speedster. He's got that connection with Bo Nix.
It's a bad matchup.
If I had to pick one, I want to say Troy Franklin. But I mean, gosh, Cortland Sutton, he he's their big target. He's their end zone threat. So he could have a couple touchdowns too. So, but I like both those guys against the Commanders.
Mine might surprise you because it was your sit last week, Breece Hall. I'm going to say start Breece Hall. Atlanta Falcons have given up the most fantasy points to opposing running backs. So,
yeah. And then I've got to say my sit for the week. It's got to be Danny Dimes, man, against that Houston Texans defense that we saw just obliterated Josh Allen and the Bills this last week. I mean, I think the Colts are very much on upset alert this week again. I could see them dropping another game.
Nice. My sit is Mbuka versus the Cardinals. I don't think Baker is going to be there.
Yeah.
So, and if he is there, like, is it his throwing shoulder?
No, it's his left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, in a sling, like, I don't know. If he does play, maybe I'm wrong, but I just have a feeling, and it sucks because I have Mbuka on our fantasy league. So, but yeah, sit Mbuka.
And for that matter too, man, I've had Chris Godwin in my IR spot all year. And then I've been waiting for him to come back. I'm like, oh, he's going to be a playoff push guy. He's going to be a playoff push guy. I should have just dropped him 5 or 6 weeks ago. It's just,
you know what? You might get him for when it counts. You never know.
Gracious.
You want to get into the game reviews or game previews? Excuse me.
Previews.
All right, so we'll kind of do it in order. Eagles versus Bears. So Bears it's at Philadelphia. Eagles are 7-point favorites, which is surprising. Now, I have not been watching the Bears. You, with them being in your division, have probably watched them a lot. Literally all I see is the record. That's all I see. I have not seen them. People say that they still have a negative point differential despite being 8-3.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, really? How good are they? Should I be worried?
Yeah, you should be worried.
Okay.
I think what's been crazy about this team is like they feel like the Chiefs of last year where they're just finding ways to pull games out of their ass. Like it's these one-score football games. They keep winning over and over and over. So I think, they haven't, to be truthful, a lot of the games they haven't played a team that's as physically talented as the Eagles, but I got to hand it to a lot of the coaching. I think
you just said something. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You said something right there. And I don't know, you said it earlier. I don't know if it was on air or off air, but you said something about really it's the coaching of the Bears that scares me because what's the Eagles' issue right now? They can't adjust. That terrifies me because we can beat, we had, you could say if we had 3 or 4 fewer penalties, because every single one of them was after we had a big play and it brought it back. If we had 3 or 4 less penalties, we might have beat the Cowboys with all that talent. Yeah. We beat the Lions the week before. Packers have a lot of talent. We beat the Rams week 3 of the season. Now they weren't playing as good on offense, but we weren't playing as good as defense either at the time either. The talent doesn't bother me. We can beat people with good talent because we have good talent. It's the coaching. Yeah. That's what terrifies me.
The other thing that is just so different about Ben Johnson is that he schemes up usually every game. There's 3 or 4 of these razzle dazzle trick shot plays that come out of nowhere
and on a short week
that usually will score him points and usually can be something that can kind of jumpstart a team. I don't know if you remember last season when he was the OC on the Lions, he had that one play where Jared Goff dropped back and pretended to trip and fall down. And instead he got up and then threw a touchdown to Jamison Williams. It was an 80-yard touchdown, but he does just crazy stuff like this. And so what happened was when they saw Jared Goff, they thought he tripped. All the defense sucked in to go get this quote unquote fumble. And then of course he just stands up and throws to a wide open JMO. So it's just, he does stuff like that. He does hook and ladders, different times during games. He just does weird stuff that kind of can throw a curveball. And that kind of scares me because I know we got to play him twice here in our upcoming schedule, but it's just stuff like that makes him one of the better coaches in football. And so I think it's going to be a really, really tough game for the Eagles. I think it's going to be close.
For the Eagles to be 7-point favorites after what they just showed. I mean, granted, first half impressive, second half nothing. I mean, they scored one more touchdown. They ended up winning the game. Because I can see the NFL is it's like a storybook. It's like with narratives, you can just see everything playing out. It's almost like runs a script. That's why people say it's scripted, even though it's not. It's stupid, but that's why people say it's almost like a script. And it's I can totally see a collapse coming. It's just, oh man. It's at home. That's the only reason why I'm picking Philly. That's the only reason. It's not on a fast track or anything like that or something crazy. It's at home. If the Eagles have any pride whatsoever, they're pissed off and they come out acting like it. But man, the coaching scares me. I feel like, other than defense, I like Vic Fangio. He's been at it. I think he started in 1986, like as a defensive coordinator in the league and all that stuff. Like, dude's been around forever. So we're never at a disadvantage from that standpoint. But offensively, and I feel like any defensive coordinator, any defensive staff can outcoach the Eagles offense right now. I don't believe in them. So I'm going to say Eagles win, Bears cover.
Ooh, that's what I got too. Yeah, I got Eagles win, but Bears covering as well. I think this is if I was picking against the spread, I definitely would pick the Bears. I just think 7 is a lot.
See what the casinos or the betting agencies are offering you and everything else. Like, the Bears might be a sneaky, like, you know what, if you got if you got like $20 to spare, just you never know. I mean, Eagles are just like an unsafe bet right now. They really are.
Yeah. We got Lions versus Packers. This is in Detroit.
I am interested in this one.
And Packers are favored by 2.5. This is a tough game. I know who I like. I know
who I like too.
I like Lions to win and cover. I just think it didn't give me a lot of confidence this last week against the Vikings. The Lions are a totally different class football team than the Vikings right now. So I got to give it to the Lions. Also, I just think the other thing is I almost feel like the Lions are going to come out of that game against New York scared straight, because when you almost drop a game to the Giants.
I want Winston to keep playing. I want him to play. I want him to be the quarterback. I know Dart's amazing, but I kind of want him to be the quarterback that goes against Dallas at the end. Can he just keep playing?
He's a dog, dude. Man. He just loves to play football. So yeah,
you see that touchdown he caught?
Dude, I know, and he broke a tackle.
I didn't even realize that was him until afterwards. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, sorry.
Honestly, I would love for him to go into media after and be a commentator. I think that'd be the best.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Be like primetime TV every time he's on. But yeah, I like the Lions to win and cover. I think the Packers, we've just been sneaking by, and then also like not sneaking by. That's all we've done this year. Is we haven't really had, maybe since week 2, we really haven't had a game where we just look impressive.
I do think the Packers play up to their opponents too. It's not always just down. And I'm not a huge fan of the Lions defense. They can be had. You guys do have plenty of weapons. They might not have like the George Pickens, AJ Brown, all this crap, but you have a lot of really good comparable weapons. There's just one man in the entire NFL. Like, if you told me balls in his hands, who are you the most afraid of? It's Gibbs.
Yep, I agree.
I am.
He's a home run hitter every time.
Dude, he's the scariest guy with the ball in his hands. Yep. So it's at Detroit, all that, the fast track, all that stuff. Like, yeah, I got the Lions too.
Yeah,
we're agreeing too much, Dane.
I know. Chiefs versus Cowboys.
Chiefs versus Cowboys.
What you got on this one?
Oh man, I know what I want to happen. Yeah. Quiet this media noise. Man, the Chiefs just aren't the same anymore. They did pick up an impressive win against the Colts. They had to come back on it, but it was just.
This is in Dallas, I think, too.
Yeah,
it's at Dallas.
Chiefs are favored by 3.5. That's crazy to me. I can see it going either way, because Mahomes, Andy Reid, that veteran offense, knowing how to game plan and how to pick apart defenses, I think can pick apart that still, I think, porous Dallas defense, especially in the secondary with Carson and all that stuff. Yeah. I can definitely see the Chiefs manipulating that defense and scoring points. Dallas, though, on offense is just extremely explosive. They play really well on that fast turf in that building. Man, I can truly see it going either way, and I hope the Chiefs win. I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win.
Okay. What about the spread?
Well, the Cowboys win, so they're going to...
Oh, yeah, they'll cover, automatically. Yeah, man, this is a hard one. I could see this being a shootout this week, I think. I don't think the Chiefs' defense is what it was. I mean, outside of Trent McDuffie, like, who you got in the secondary that's really much of a threat, and who's gonna worry about George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb? I mean, it's just pick your poison. So really, really tough. I mean, it's so hard to bet against Mahomes, though. He looked so good against the Colts secondary. Honestly, though,
If the Cowboys lose this, I think they're done.
Yeah.
I think they're done because even though if they win out, they possibly could still get in. But then you have the Lions, you have a Chargers team that I don't think you can exploit that offensive line. Like if out of all the hard games, I think they match up best here.
I think this is a must win for both teams. That's the other thing.
True.
This is a desperation game for both these teams. So it could be like a really physical game.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to go Chiefs here.
I mean, I could go either way.
It's such a toss up. I guess I'm just a believer in the experience of Mahomes playing in these kind of like, I guess you can call it. Tony Romo the whole game was saying playoff atmosphere games, which I think is very appropriate.
Do you trust Dak in the playoffs?
No. And that's the thing is like, he just knows how to win in these kind of environments. So I'm going to have to go Chiefs to win and cover against the Cowboys. I don't feel good about it though. I mean, I think the Cowboys offense is awesome.
I feel pretty, man, the Eagles make me nervous, but I feel pretty good about the other two games. This is the one where I'm like,
this is such a coin flip.
Yeah. Not bad.
All right, man.
All right.
Right on.
This is going to be week 13.
Yeah, episode 11, week 13, guys. Just let us know what you think and give us some crazy comments.
Yes, comment. We need subscribers.
Subscribe, tell your friends.
We work really hard at this. If you knew how much it was to set all this, to put all this up and tear it all down and everything else, just to put something out every week for you guys. Well, hopefully both us Eagles and Packers come away with wins. And we're both in a good mood next week.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.